What's up, what's up? My name is Kareem Malik, also known as Face by Kareem, and you're obviously here for today's Tea and Slay. I'm going to be doing a voiceover for this collection, which is the Juvia's Place WAHALA 2 collection. This was gifted to me by Juvia's Place. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you guys know that I've had, some thoughts and opinions about Juvia's Place in the past. However, we are in 2020. 2020 is a whole different year, as we know. Me and Juvia's Place are now connected. I did receive this in PR, and this is once again the WAHALA 2 collection, which includes the WAHALA 2 palette, which has 30 shades. Some are pressed pigments, some are pressed glitters, and then some are their original formula pigments. So if you are interested in their shadows and pigments, you're definitely gonna love this palette. The collection also comes with a liquid lipstick and a gloss. I really enjoyed their glosses. I obviously created this look using the WAHALA 2 palette, and in this video, I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions of the palette, and you're also gonna see how it performs on the eye. So if you're interested in this collection and the look that I created, just keep watching. Alright y'all, so this is the look I came up with. I'm feeling how vibrant these shadows are. Starting out with the shade here, Jealous, and I'm just going to place that into the crease using a packing motion. But before I even do that, I'm going to blend out my base. You also want to make sure that your base is nice and flat so the shadows can pick up so it won't crease in any areas, especially if you have folded lids or hooded eyes like I do. I have both. You might want to do that. And as you can see, I am placing that shadow on the outer portion of the eye, slightly blending to the front. You don't have to place too much in the front because you're going to go back and fix that, and just make sure everything is blended. If you guys want a in detail video about the brushes that I use, that I like to use, I will do that video for you. And now I'm taking the shade Dream, and this honestly has to be one of my favorite blue shadows that I've tried thus far, being that it shows up true to color. I mean, if you have used Juvia's Place, you already know that their shadows show up true to color, especially if you use a proper base. I will definitely give you guys my base routine for eyeshadow. I think it's very essential to know what I use, especially for my people of color, so that your shadows can pick up for you. So for this look, I actually used the Makeup Revolution concealer in shade C10. You can use C10, C11, and C12 for my people of color for your shadows to pick up true to tone where the base is not too white. But these concealers definitely pick up color and in my opinion are perfect for shadows. I don't like them for the face. And as you can see, I'm cutting the crease using a Morphe 224 brush, and it's a flat concealer brush, and I like to mark out my cut crease before I go ahead and fill it in and give it more definition and shape. So that's what I'm doing right now. Now taking this shade Greed, and I'm going to place that on the outer portion of the cut crease. This is going to help act as a reflector for the pressed glitter that I'm going to use in this area on the eye. If you don't have like an idea of where I'm going with the look, you can just look right over to the eye that's already completed, and you can see basically what I did to achieve this eye. And yes, we're feeling the music in the background, and then Chris walked in. All right, so now I'm taking the shade Fame, and Fame is going to be one of the unique shades that's like more wet texture and more of like a cream pigment type of texture. And what I did was I sprayed the brush that I was using. I was obviously feeling how it looked, and it goes on really smooth. And as you can see, I'm basically painting it on the inner part of the lid, and it really moves like a cream texture, so you have some room to distribute it out on the brush and create like a cut crease with it if you need to, without actually having to cut the crease. So I think Fame is going to be a unique shade that works really well for all the shimmer shades as like a base. And yeah, I just blended it into the shimmer shade that I use on the outer part. To make sure everything is blended, I'm lightly taking the brush that I use for my transition shade, and I'm just patting that on the outer part into the shimmer shade. And this is also going to act as a color base for the pressed glitter that I'm going to put in this area as well. So in total, I did use 2 pressed glitters from the WAHALA 2 palette, and I'm actually going to go in with this right now. And my way of having my pressed glitter show up and stay in place and don't really fall off, which these doesn't do on their own anyway. I feel like the formula is very good. I'm taking this glitter adhesive by Kiss. I'm going to link it in my shop style link. So if you're looking for a good glitter adhesive, typically you can use it for lash glue, glitter, and that's what I used originally for glitter. And now I'm taking that shade Gobi, and if I pronounce anything wrong, I'm sorry, but I think the shade is Gobi, and that's the glitter shade, and that was the silver shade I placed on top of the silver shimmer shadow. And now I'm going in with the shade Goals, which is also a pressed glitter, but this one has like little particles or glitter particles of green, so it's like a blue and a green. It's more so of like a green fine glitter with the blue chunky glitter, so it's very unique, and I think I really like this shade as a pressed glitter. I'm going to try out this shade on its own, like with the glitter cut crease, so you can obviously see how green pops up with the glitter. And now I'm taking my ByMelolops radioactive water ink liner in Cosmic, and I'm just going to paint my blue liner. Yes, I did create a blue liner, and I'm going to show you how I allowed it to stay in place. And I'm just painting out the liner, sketching it with the angled brush. You can use a liner brush, angled brush. I like to use angled brushes for my liner. And now I'm going to take the shade Dream, which I used on the outer portion of the eye, and I'm going to pat that on top of the liner. And then for the more inner part, I'm taking the shade Jealous, which I use as my transition shade to set the inner part. So it's more so like mimicking the crease into the liner basically. So I finished the face off camera. All the products that I use for the face is going to be linked on Instagram or down below in the description box in my shop style link. I'm taking the House Labs Identify Gel Liner in Aura, and I'm just running that across the waterline. I thought a white waterline would make this pop, being that I am going to go in with a pink under eye, and you're going to see right now, I'm taking the shade Too Much from the WAHALA 2 palette. I'm also going to go in with another Juvia's Place, their mini palette, the Pinks mini palette, to define the pink a little bit more. I felt like this pink was very light. It does show up, but I wanted it to be a little bit more vibrant. This will be amazing to use like as a transition shade into the darker colors or, you know, other colors. And as you can see, I went into the Pinks mini palette, and I just ran that across where I placed the shade Too Much from the WAHALA palette. So I wanted to have the inner corner pop. However, the inner corner is already compromised with the shimmer shade on the lid. So I took that shade from the Sweet Pinks the Pinks mini palette. Why is that such a tongue twister? I took that shimmer shade and I put that in the inner corner. Now to finish the face on camera for you guys, I am going to be using the Saharan 2 blush palette. I did not catch the name of the blush that I use, but it's the only pink in that blush palette. And I'm just lightly running that across the cheeks just to define it. I really didn't go in with bronzer and contour too much for this look, so I really wanted the blush and highlight to stand out. And for highlight, I'm using the Kaleidos makeup. I believe this one was Mars Melter. I don't think this is Mars Melter, but I will link that down below. And as you can see, their highlighters are very blinding. I am going to be introducing Kaleidos makeup to my channel very soon, so you guys can see how it works out on me on deeper complexion and, you know, how their products are in general. I'm running that highlighter on the nose, and yeah. So now to the lips, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place Cola lip liner. I absolutely love their lip liners. So I ordered, I believe, 2 more. And I'm going to be using those on my channel very soon. So just to start out the lip, I'm using that lip liner. And then we're going to go in with the Shakara liquid. Chow, I am messing up. The Shakara mini liquid lipstick. And I'm just gonna run that in the center of the lips and just smudge as we go. And then I'm gonna go back in with the lip liner to further define so I don't really lose that brown lip line type of look. And then once I feel like everything is blended, I am gonna go in with the Petty Betty Lip Gloss Mini. And I absolutely love Juvia's Place lip gloss formula. I have 2 more. And yeah, I feel like you guys are going to be seeing a lot more Juvia's Place on my channel. Juvia's Place is not, you know, unfamiliar to my channel. I was doing tutorials about 2-3 years ago, and I was heavily using Juvia's Place. And this tutorial really reminded me of how much I love their products, and to now be working with them through PR is really, really cool. And they've released so many good products this year, and they've definitely now are working with more men in beauty. So what I thought in the past really doesn't apply anymore, and I really just genuinely like their products. Juvia's Place is one of the first brands with color shadows that I fell in love with, and it's super cool to now work with them, and I can't wait to see what else they release this year going into the new year. And yeah, it's just an honor to work with them. So this is the finished look. What y'all think? What y'all think about the collection? Would you pick this up? What product you think would work for you? Let me know down in the comments. And while you do that, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you can be a part of the Glow fam. Stay beat, blended, and blessed, y'all. See you in the next tutorial.